Hey there, everyone. It's Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm on this Tuesday morning, and since we're now halfway through the month, I wanted to start out this morning showing you a map of the entire North American continent and where we have been temperature-wise so far this month. This is a map showing the departure from average when you add up all the days, and boy, it really depends on where you are. The West has had a real chilly January. Places such as Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Phoenix, they've had a much colder than average January. In fact, their coldest January in quite some time out in parts of the Southwest. Once you're east of the Rockies, and especially east of the High Plains, it's been a warmer than average January, and that, of course, includes us here across the Ohio and Mahoning Valleys. Temperatures have been 5 or 6 degrees above average when you add up all the days. So it has been that kind of a month so far. We've had a couple of chilly days, sure, but we've had more warm days than cold days so far. I think that's going to change by next week. So that's the way it looks across the North American continent. Alaska's had a very warm month so far, by Alaskan standards anyway. So that's an interesting little tidbit. Here's the radar on this Tuesday morning. They've had an ice storm in Dallas this morning with thunder and lightning reported with some sleet and freezing rain and snow, and it doesn't take much to cause all sorts of havoc down this far to the south, even though they've had mostly a trace of ice and snow at rush hour. That is bad news across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and well, the stalled front extends all the way through the Tennessee Valley into the Carolinas, and it continues to produce a chilly rain down in Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, and up into the southern Appalachians as well. Now, this front's going to wobble north over the next couple of days, bringing precipitation awfully close to Youngstown, but odds still favoring most, if not all of it, missing us just to the south and east. Much better chance of seeing that precipitation in places such as Pittsburgh, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Here's the satellite picture this morning. Got a lot of clouds this morning, and overall kind of a cloudy day today. There can be some milky sun on a few occasions, but overall these clouds will continue streaming in from the south and the west, and it won't be a bright and sunny day, that's for sure. Here's the suite of computer models showing how the weather should progress over the next several days, and I'll start with this morning. Here's what the computer model thinks the radar should look like generally this morning, and as we put things in motion, notice precipitation wobbling north, getting into Pittsburgh. There'll be a couple of slushy inches of snow and ice tonight into tomorrow morning across southern Pennsylvania, into parts of Maryland and southeast Ohio as well. Certainly a much better chance of seeing this to the south and east of Youngstown. As nearby as Columbiana County, there could be a trace of snow tonight into tomorrow morning, and that wave pushes away. We'll actually get a cold front in here later on Wednesday night and into Thursday. This is the front right in here, and along the leading edge of that, snow showers will break out in Michigan overnight to Wednesday night, and I think some of those snow showers will try to sneak in here on Thursday. It'll be a blustery day Thursday, and while we're not looking for much in the way of snow, there'll be some flurries and snow showers flying around, especially in the morning. As we head towards the weekend, now this is Friday morning. Notice high pressure is in control. This little bubble here is high pressure, keeping us dry. And I think that high pressure dome keeps us dry until Sunday, and that's when our Arctic cold front will arrive. Boy, it looks awfully cold next week, and I'll show you those temperatures here momentarily. Snow showers and cold temperatures will be the rule for much of next week. As we take kind of a closer view of the region on a higher resolution model here, and I'll fast forward this to tonight. Notice what happens now. This is 7 o'clock this evening. Precipitation down across the Ohio River Valley, approaching the Pittsburgh area from the south. And as we head into the overnight tonight, it gets awfully close to Youngstown. This is going to be kind of a close call. Columbiana County on south and east, even though this is showing up as green on this model, I think odds favor snow, perhaps a little sleet mixed in, but mostly a light amount of snow to our south and east. Again, trace to a half an inch worth of snow, not outside of the realm of possibility, especially Columbiana County south and east towards the Pittsburgh area. And the highest amounts of snow and sleet will be across the mountainous areas of southwestern Pennsylvania into central parts of the Keystone State. So mostly a miss for us with that wave of low pressure. And as I mentioned, as we go through Wednesday night and Thursday, as that wave pushes away, a cold front will push in, and there could be some snow showers here, especially Thursday morning. Let's talk about temperatures over the next week. This is the European model. I like to show you this because generally it's thought of as a pretty accurate long-range model. Sure, it's going to have its times where it's not so accurate, but as a rule, this is a pretty good model to look at. And look what happens early next week. This is the much advertised nosedive in our temperatures. Here is the morning of the 22nd, this column right here, showing temperatures near 20, and then temperatures actually falling during the day on the 22nd. That is a week from now. So this is next Tuesday, and things may bottom out next Wednesday. We're talking about 8 days from now. We may have a couple of days midweek where highs are only in the teens. Possibility of overnight lows near zero or just below zero. It depends on what kind of a sky we have. If the sky manages to clear, we'll get some radiational cooling, and there could be a couple of below zero nights middle of next week. And then at the end of next week, temperatures will start to rise again. But again, early next week, our coldest stretch of the winter so far, and perhaps overall our coldest stretch of the entire winter coming for a couple of days next week. So we'll keep an eye on that. It doesn't look like the cold will be accompanied by much in the way of snow, though. Aside from the snow showers and the possibility of lake effect up in the snow belts, we're not looking at any big snowstorms over the next week here across the Mahoning Valley. So that's kind of a quick overview of things over the next 7 days or so. Be sure and tune in to 21 News at 6 and 11 tonight, and I will see you then.